never ever buy a new house situated right by a pet cemetery, because if you do, I think you will be making a grave mistake. Hi, welcome to another video. Now, for this one, I'd like to talk about a movie that I watched in 4K last night, and that movie is called Pet Sematary. Now, I had to do a review of this because I was completely blown away by a good difficult edition. Now, Pet Sematary is one of my all-time favourite Stephen King stories, and this is a brilliant adaptation of King's, original novel. I've still got the novel here that I bought in the 80s. Fantastic read. I've read it many, many times. And by all, and of course, by what Stephen King said himself, this is his darkest novel, Pet Sematary. Yeah, but getting back to this movie, oh yeah, I was really blown away by it. The picture quality is absolutely pristine. If you're not familiar with Pet Sematary, it's basically a story about this doctor, Louis Creed. He moves out into the countryside, with his wife and his two kids and that. And he gets talking to an old gentleman, his neighbour, who lives across the road, Judd Crandall, and he tells him about this cemetery where all the people have buried their dead animals, and beyond this cemetery is an Indian burial ground, a Micmac, which is supposed to harbour supernatural powers in regards to bringing dead animals or people back from the dead. So basically that's the story in a nutshell, if you're not familiar with Pet Sematary. But this is a really good addition. I was really made up with it. I say watched it last night, and if you haven't got this on 4K, I highly recommend that you get yourself a copy. It's got loads of special features on it as well. It's a two disc edition, so there's all your special features there. Yeah, fantastic performance and that, and really creepy scenes in this movie, especially where Church the cat comes back from the dead and its eyes glow and that, and then the other things that unfold in the movie and that. But I don't want to give away too much of it. I'll let you see the movie for yourself. Yeah, as I say, this is an absolute classic, and one of my all-time favourite Stephen King novels. Yeah, and he also did a follow-up to this, Pet Sematary 2, which is available on Screen Factory, which I might order. But they've done a remake as well, but I prefer this one, the original, to the remake. This is a fantastic edition, this, yeah. I watched this movie many, many times, and I always enjoy it and that, yeah. I like the atmosphere, I like the dark narrative, and there's some really, one or two really heartbreaking moments in this movie, which I don't really want to touch on now. I'll just let you see. Well, of course, if you know the story, you'll be all too familiar with the scenes I'm talking about. But yeah, and I love the cover on this. It's a fantastic cover. It's pretty similar to the original American hardback of King's novel, which I would love to get one day. Yeah, but I believe it's going for some pretty high prices now. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah, it just showed the inside. Just the two discs. You've got your Blu-ray, and then you've got the extras and that. And yeah, I say I've really got into this 4K now. At first I was a bit cynical, but since I've been watching some of these movies on 4K, I've just been completely blown away by how good they are. In terms of stunning picture quality, high definition. The colours are they jump out more off the screen. And all in all, yeah, they've done a fantastic job with this Pet Sematary. One of the best horror movies I've ever seen, and one of my all-time favourite Stephen King stories. Yeah, and good acting all round. Especially by the chap who played the old guy, who was in he was in The Monsters. Yeah, very fantastic performance by him. Yeah, and yeah, Fred Gwynne. Yeah, and then you've got the two kids, the little boy, Gage, and a little girl, and that. Yeah, they all do do great performances. Yeah, and then you've got the two main protagonists, and that, the doctor and his wife, and that. Yeah, fantastic movie, Pet Sematary. If you're a horror fan, you've got to have this in your collection, and this is the best looking version I've ever seen of this movie. Yeah. So there you go. That's my review of of Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Yeah, and this is the transfer from the the original 1989 release. And as I say, I'll most probably get Pet Sematary 2, from Screen Factory, and I hope to do a review of that. Once I get it and once I've watched it. Yeah. But getting back to this, yeah, if you haven't got this in your collection, I highly recommend you get yourself a copy, because it's worth the money. Yeah, well worth the money, and it's got a fantastic transfer. Yeah, I was really, 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 blown away by how good the good restoration they've done on this version of Pet Sematary. Yeah, okay. Well, that's my review. That's my review of the 4K of Pet Sematary. If you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comments. Yeah, and I'll talk to you all again next video. Bye for now.